Alright, so, everyone, welcome to the stream. Going ahead and refining the draft that we have here. For the most part, nothing is going to move, but there needs to be a lot of fixing up of the general shapes of basically every single part, so that is where most of the effort is going to go for today. Also have a very mirrored set of references down here. Ideally, I'd like to flip them around, but it doesn't let me do that while things aren't visible for whatever reason. We're just going to yank them out and then put them into different shot here. Actually matters because these dresses, they aren't symmetrical, so paying attention to the orientation of everything is somewhat important. Otherwise, in terms of what we want for the raft, what I want probably the back of a very tall chair. Usually it's cushioned on the inside with some symbols of a shape on the outside. I'll just come around the back here. You have really long hair, so that isn't less relevant. Maybe we'll just pick it out from behind. I think I want the shoulders to be pulled in a little bit. How much shoulder width do I actually have to work with here? Not much at all. Alright. Bum. Alright, that means that we should go ahead with probably. Can I just go straight in with the line layer? I feel like I can actually shrink the hands down a little bit compared to what I'm doing here. Actually, about right, isn't it? Given that these are literally done without any references. Should more or less be okay. Alright, so let us do this. We're going to make a new folder. We're going to pull this on the lines. We're just going to straight try and throw this. Oh, right, the hand around spoon. I didn't really find a particularly good reference for that last time. Come on, Pinterest, please load. They need this kind of gripping around an object, but just not this thick of an object. Why did I pull open a holding? I guess, yeah, that's what you call pole, and now suddenly every single hand reference thing is sharing to me how to hold a sword or spear. I really don't need to be that thick, I need to be significantly. Alright, let me try something else. Be a little bit wild. And find this hand I'm looking for. And I find this hand. Alright, let's try. How about we go like this? The um we're just gonna see if we can figure out all the hands. I'm gonna start with that so that if I lose my mind to the hands, I can do it right at the start rather than later. I don't know if that's a smart thing to do. Hello there, how you doing? So, say at this angle, spoon is going kind of like this. It'll be what? Something like that. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Taking an ambitious shot at including food in the drawing, so gotta see how that goes. That's not gonna be big enough, is it? That's probably better to just go full knuckle down. Just go. the fist would be like this. Thumb is on the inside. In spoon will end up like going through the hand like this. Something similar to what we're working with here. Do I need to drop the perspective down a bit so that I'm just not doing as much of this? Is bending about here. Tables in there. I mean, hand number 2 definitely needs to be fixed. All the hands need to be fixed. There's only be what 2 pins on the finger, because this would be. A thumb would go what, underneath, right? Because I'm holding like this. Otherwise, thumb would be against. It's not like more this way. Then thumb can be like against the edge here, or the length of the thing here. And then spoon would be coming out this way. Would be like shaped like this. All I need to do to deal with this hand. This hand, that's rough. This is just plain horrific. What's happening here? I need to reduce the shoulder width a little bit here. His neck is about what, like here. It'll be further back actually, because we're leading the head forward. It'll be more like this. Bring the body back significantly. I can hide some of the imperfections behind some particles. Some VFX. Well, either way, let's see if we can just figure out how the hand. Do I need to. Does the knuckle have to be just further up? We just bring this arm more downwards. I still don't know how I feel about the way I've done the sweat. Sweat looks very goopy. Alright, well, we have hand in here. I think I want to bring this up a bit. So that. Hand. Oh, no, how you doing? Does knuckle moving the hand up a bit? Can you see a flatter side of the hand? This perspective. Let's. I'll try to be so fancy. Follow my sketch until the shape is in there and then move it. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Currently trying to figure out how hands work. Which is a very common feature. Want to bring hand down. We want to stick a spoon through here. I feel like I should just turn the spoon one way so that it's not at a weird angle that's hard to work with. Spoon needs to. Did I just use a straight line tool here actually? That's more of a straight line. Want to stick it out that far from the back? Probably not, right? Probably. Something about there? Just get into here. Should it be that? That's right. It's gonna be like a flat down version of this. Oh, like here, we're gonna like fatten it out as it goes to the end, like so. Just round this out. I'm just going to go ahead and something like that, right? Oh, yikes. Okay, so basically the assets underneath there, we're just gonna like get rid of it. We're gonna tuck this finger in underneath this underneath this. Then we want to bring the thumb out so that how's this go? Alright, I'm gonna twist my hand really uncomfortably around. Almost want to be like more like this is the underside of the finger. Onto the knuckle. The knuckle sticks out onto like oh dear. We're not looking at just the top side. We're looking at also the whole thickness of the finger going around like this. But then we have hand like this. I don't want the thumb against the yikes. That's a yikes. Okay, I really need an actual reference at this. Can't bend my hand all the way around at this angle. Even a fist would work at this angle, right? Hmm. Uh, 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 Actually, maybe this could work. Alright, give me this. Basically looking at this. That'd be about... Okay, what would that look like? That would be if I was to take... So you have one part of hand, two parts of hand. Going right through the middle. Pull the hand inwards. Something about like that okay for the angle, because that would like completely hide the rip. So basically then the arm just needs to extend into the hand itself. The elbow, where's the elbow? Should be like what? Like back of the elbow should be lower. Should be lower. Back of the elbow would be like here, and the arm should actually like around like here, so that we're actually going like down to like here before turning. Alright, how's that feel? Alright, we'll just roll with that for a bit, and then if it pisses me off later, I can miss a bit more. Ba, 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 ba. Pop that out, and then we're just going to go ahead and try and I like just a little bit feels. Okay, so bring finger in. Something like that, right? Then the remainder of the hand has to bend into here. And it doesn't look completely insane at the current state. Just need like one more line for the finger here. That should block. Does this completely block? The next finger should be sided like that. Then at most maybe have like a part of the muscle coming here. Okay, that's one. How do I deal with this hand now? What the heck did I do over here? Actually, wait, no. Let me just stick the spoon in through here. I can hide some details of it. What's it? Ah, wrists. No work this way. Something along the lines of... Let's wrap that in there. Will we see the bottom of this? From this angle? Maybe like a tiny little bit, maybe not this far out. Right about there. Did the nails a little bit. Okay, stop playing with that, because I'm not gonna start messing with it if I don't. Not too big. Only close to the knife. I'll worry about some of the extra details afterwards. Alright, what the heck happened to this hand? Does it need to be flatter? Or could I actually have full sky on view? I want the hand to be like down. I want this to be like sharper. Ba, 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 ba. That doesn't feel right at all. Oh, apart from the fact that it's significantly too small, but. Looking at what, like, yeah, my hand doesn't, but something like that. And then this part would just be like, ugh. But the fun bit is that the hand actually needs to start about this angle, just that the fingers should be more flexed. Or the fingers actually be less flexed. That's actually not a problem. As long as the thumb is doing more spread out, that's actually fine bit. Alright, where is beforehand now? I know for a fact I have these hand references up. It's just a more open hand. Let's see. Hello there, how you doing? I'm currently consulting, say, references on hands. Otherwise, this is going to be very horrific. Welcome to the stream. Like this one. That's not the right orientation for what I'm looking at, but can I get the thumb on the other side? Is that a thing I can get? I know the shape of the hand isn't very symmetrical like this. Ba, 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 la, da. I'm just looking at this as a general reference. I don't feel like I'm horrifically. Why am I looking at, or searching for hand references and it gives me thighs? Well, more specifically the crotch area. I need hands, not. Ooh. It is giving me just absolutely everything. Oh boy. I just try and do it anyway. Well, finding a proper reference and just seeing if I can figure this out. Oh, why not? That's about as much. I feel like the elbow itself needs to come down further though, so like needs to. Oh, there's so many lines. How come I don't have the arm here? Well, does this need to start or back? Be longer. I think it should be longer. Let's just say. I mean, it's close to what I need here, just not to reference this. Ba, 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 ba. This is gonna be a ring finger here. So I'm not seeing the whole. How did I do that? I didn't know. That doesn't feel right. Hmm. That doesn't feel right. You can be a little bit wider. Yikes. Something closer than this. Yeah, something closer to that. Something like that? Okay. I'll come back to that, see how much it pisses me off later. Alright. Next hand. I want to like the front side of the head with a little bit of a claw, that claw formation. Probably should bend the fingers a little bit more here. So that we're looking more at... a very mild claw formation here. Let me sit down. Oh, that's not supposed to crack like that. Oh, wait. Alright, so basically, what does this mean? This means that we're going... Something close to that. Something close to that. Alright, we'll just live with that for now. Alright, what the heck's happening over here? What am I looking at here? I'm looking at what? And it's like what? Where I kind of want the tip of the knuckle to be like rice. Because the knuckle is literally going across like. Bum, 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 bum. Then you're looking at putting the thumb over the top. So thumb is now going whap, whap like that. Which means that the thumb itself is going. Then we want to split the spoon upwards like so. Gonna pop that out. Actually, let's just make this easier to work with. Just like bring this. Let's just say this is a little bit thick so that I don't. We just want to go whap. Not like that. Okay, we'll just live with that for now. I think it's not missing this, otherwise nibble is not missing a bit. Alright. Alright, let's mess up my Cherino here. Hair should be coming down higher. How aggressively should the curl to her cheek? Below her cheek? I pull this back. Actually, wait. Where her ear should be like. Oh, I can actually stick a bit of her ear out here. Okay. Now let's just go right about here. What do I want to do over here? About there somewhere, and then we want to go about from here. And then we want to. How do we want to split? Want to go? I'll actually cut it back a bit, don't I? Yeah. Yikes! Really? God. Just pop this out, please? Okay, good. Alright. Oh my god. Redo that line entirely. Alright, what do I want to do with the hair sticking out this way? Mm. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. You know what, I wanted to bump her share out a bit more here. Alright, what is happening here? What are we dealing with? What? Oh dear. What is happening here? Doesn't feel like there's a very standardized pattern for each layer. Just feels like a whole bunch of circles on top of each other. Okay, so it's like off. Is there a pattern to this? Really doesn't feel like there is one. One of the natural wonders of flowers is that they actually have a pattern to the petals, no matter what species it is. What? What the heck is this? Do I have a different angle of this? Hold up. Open on my browser if I need it. And it's not on this side. Okay. Too many tabs open. What the heck am I doing? Alright, let's take a peek at people. I mean, it feels like I shouldn't think so hard about it. Except that these are quite large flowers. You know what, let's make a new layer for this so I'm not missing anything else though. Okay, doesn't look like complete insanity. Maybe just this one part. Um, bu- 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 bum, bu- What? Oh dear. How do I feel about that? That's reached a level where it's not completely insane. I'm actually okay with it. Alright, then what do I want to do? I want to go bold. Mm-hmm. Her hair needs to come down about here. And the hair needs to really roll. Ba, 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 um. I want to do a bit of exaggerated expression, so we're going to just do a very round face this time. Completely circular. Must be a top of hair doing something weird. Hello there, how you doing? What happened to that bit of hair? What happened to this? Ba, 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 the event rolled around again, and then I came up with a composition. It's just the usual, right? I came up with a composition that would include things for practice. There's basically 3 points that are in the practice for this one. One is a more exaggerated, stylized face and expressions, which the main notable bit is the much significantly rounder head, and I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out how to do the kind of teary-eyed look here. Then there's the what do you call it? I want to try something else, just with a general theming. So, given that event takes place in a more Chinese themed school, we're rolling in some food into here. So I could try to do some food, I could also try to do some sweat. That's the end result of what's happening here. Go wild. Do like a very exaggerated eye here, so we'll just go. Ba, 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 la, ba, 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 la, ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Let's just. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a stretch out this way. Where that sounds pretty standard for students. I don't know how students do things nowadays, but I don't know. I literally went to school with someone who started essays and reports the day they were due. Because there's literally, honestly, if you're the type of student who has the essay written out like in little portions over a long period of time, you're the weird one. Because you're either someone who gets it done really quickly or last minute throws it together. I feel like there's like no in between at all. Indeed. You know, it should be on the top, right? Shit, this needs to be done completely separately so that I can change the line color. Whoa, don't do that. So when I first, because I've done 2 degrees, wouldn't recommend. Because when I first came out of high school, I basically just did the thing because you know you don't actually know what you're doing when you come out of high school, which is why I literally tell people nowadays to not go to university if you don't have a reason to. The first degree I went through, I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. Like I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do, but not a clear idea. And honestly, the teaching wasn't very good because I went to a big university. Like it was like so we have two main universities up where I am, and I went to the second one, which is still relatively large compared to like more private schools. Uh, it was a very lecture based. Actually, no, I was a good student when I went to the secondary campus, which is a lot smaller, and it was much more classroom styled because we're literally 30 people, right? So instead of the lecturer lecturing us, the lecturer mostly just went and straight up the classroom stuff with us instead because there was no point going through like full lecture style where they don't give a shit about what you're doing. And during that period I was a good student, and then because the course I was doing was pretty generalized and oh jeez, oh right, they I had to go to the main campus to attend all my classes, which is when I became a bad student because honestly I don't learn anything from a lecture. Because this is another reason why I tell people not to go to university if they can help it, is if you're not a lecture person, you don't get anything from a lecture. Like, you literally don't learn anything. Completely useless. It's a waste of time. It's both a waste of time and a waste of money. But whether your state sponsors your study or not, you still have to pay for travel. So it's literally a waste of money. So during that period, I was a very bad student. I didn't really do any of my assignments properly. I barely tried to pass. I mean, the worst bit was actually I should have failed that course, but because the university had to save face, they bumped me up and passed me, and that's actually the reason I have my first degree. I should have not actually gotten my degree. Because when it comes down to it, university cares more about their reputation than about your actual like, or was it the quality of what they're actually teaching. They literally don't care. Because like the course that I failed, or I should have failed, I did not pass a single one of the exams or tests. Because there was like a mid-test, there was like a final exam. The mid-test I got about 2%. The final exam I only finished 1 page out of 6 pages. I didn't hand in the final assignment, which was worth about 40% of the course, and I passed with a B. So that's how much they bumped me up. Like, I literally did nothing in that course. They gave me a B. I didn't even hand anything in. Like, that's how much they care about their appearances and reputation than like the actual student. And I'm fine roasting them about it because I think that's ridiculous. I mean, it was also the paper that was famous for being the most failed paper in the in pretty much the whole of the university, not just like that one degree. But when I did my second degree, which was doing programming with game development, I was a very good student because I actually cared about what I was doing. The class was very small because it was like a small like tertiary education school, and our lecturer, well, part of our lecturers cared. Some of them didn't. Some of them were just there for their research and didn't care about us, and they just taught on the side to like so they could stay at the university and get their research funded. But a good portion of the lecturers actually cared, which was good. And everything was more classroom based because it was like a smaller class. Also, we were the unwanted intake because we were the half year intake. Because I don't know how it is around the world, but over here, basically the main university intake is in the start of the year during February. Well, we were like in July, August, around that period when we joined, and so we're a smaller class, and they're basically just like using us as guinea pigs to like test a whole bunch of things. for like the main group who comes in at the start of the year. But at the very least, we actually had lecturers who cared. Like, that's the most important part. And I won't say I was a straight A student. Like, I wasn't. Like, one, I'm not that smart. I'll be perfectly honest. I am not particularly academically inclined, I found. Especially the way that I tried to learn back in the day. But that was still a period where I was very much still under some influence from my high school group. Because, I mean, this might be a little bit of a stupid story, but during high school, I very much hung out with my people, as people like to call it, as someone who is Asian. So I hung out with literally all of the Asian immigrants, as some of the people like to call us. The teachers, they call us the Asian Mafia during that time, but because of that, a lot of them were more like the reading. They could literally study just by reading and just writing a lot of like notes. I am definitely not like that. I'm a very visual learner. But I tried to force myself into that kind of learning style anyway, just to fit in. And it was just like, looking back at it, my grades probably suffered like really badly because of that. Because basically my brain just didn't work the same way it did for them. But I tried to like, it's high school social pressure, like I tried to fit in. I was like, yeah, for like my second degree, like I actually did all of my assignments on time. I put effort into them. I was like pretty much, I got like some A's, but like I was getting like pretty consistent B's. I don't think I got a single C the whole time through my second degree, because I actually cared about what I was doing. I mean, I'm not using it now because, let's be real, nobody cares if you can write in C, because, or unless you actually get into like a game company, nobody uses C. Yeah, I generally don't like blame my friends particularly much for the fact that I tried to so hard to copy them to fit in, but like it is like a thing, because in the end I'm familiar with the culture. Like, it is a very heavy emphasis on memorization in a lot of Asian countries over like actually what you call it, being able to contextualize what you're actually like learning and like turning it into, or like thinking about. There's a lot. Actually, what's the best way to explain it? It's like all my friends who basically went through a fair amount of school in Asia, in like Korea or in China or Taiwan, because that's where most of them were from. Basically, over there, they're just like learn but don't ask. So the way they study is literally just memorization. All you need to do is memorize it. If you can memorize it, you get straight A's. Like, they don't care if you can like use it in a like practical application. And well, I didn't grow up with that because I moved over here when I was like 2. So I grew up in a Western environment, which very much had a much large emphasis on being able to take what you learn and actually have a think about it and be able to apply it. I don't know how it is nowadays. I don't know if like the philosophy has changed or not. But I don't really talk to anyone who's like living overseas with kids. I mean, the only person overseas with kids over there that I know is my cousin. I don't really talk to her very much because she can't speak English very well, and well, I mean, it's kind of funny because like, so there's like three levels of English in Asia. Basically, you have like the area like Indonesia, and I find like usually Indonesia and Vietnam, the English can actually be quite good. Like Indonesia in particular, the English is like quite good usually. Then you go to like Singapore, where typically the English is also quite good, and then for some reason you reach, then you reach like Japan and Korea, where because they borrow foreign words much more directly, it's the English is like they can usually pick out words to like communicate with, and then you get to like basically China, where the English is just absolutely horrific. And that's where my relatives are at right now. Yeah, and it's very questionable whether they can recite the alphabet. But I only have like one relative with kids, or like young kids. I have no idea what their schooling is like, so I've never bothered asking. And I am not nailing this brow right now. From what I've heard, they still have like this huge emphasis on just like they care more about what you've done than like what you can do or what you want to do. Because like extracurricular activities are like significantly more important than like what you like to do. Like you can literally have your parents, well basically parents over there, from what I've heard, they'll literally just shovel you over to like after school activities or extracurricular activities. Like I know a lot of girls, they do some kind of dance. It's usually ballet from what I've heard, or they take part in some kind of sport. Because whether you want to do it or not, this like they don't ask, like, because usually when you're going to schools and you need to do like an interview and stuff, they'll just be like, oh, what do you do? Like, and you just say like, oh, I after school, like I do ballet, and they'll be like, okay, good. Like they don't ask, do you like it or do you enjoy it or what do you like about it? What do you want to do with it? They're just like, oh, you do it, good. That's all they care about. So it's still very systematic from what I understand, at least. So I don't know like how much it's changed. Like I doubt it's changed very much because like I mean I'm allowed to say this because like I'm not really part of the country. When we were just over there, there was a documentary on Macau, and they were just absolutely glazing Xi Jinping. It was literally a whole documentary on a school where basically their curriculum has, or like their school culture has been changed so that they have to glaze Supreme Leader. Because even though the handover isn't supposed to be complete until 2049, I think it was. Basically, since Beijing took over after the protests died out because of COVID, it's like they've already like made all these institutional changes to basically. I mean, that's what they call it as patriotism, but it's basically brainwashing. It's like, it was like I wasn't really paying attention because like I had my headset on and I was like doing my own thing on my laptop, but it was like the TV was just like, yeah, the students are writing thank you letters to the leader of the Communist Party. I'm just like, what? It's like, what the fuck is happening? Oh yeah, no. I got my ID renewed while I was over there, so I'm allowed to call myself a communist now, which is the fun part. And that's the most exciting thing I got when I was over there. Actually, no. While I was over there, I did get one thing, which eventually, when I finally bothered putting together the second channel, I can show off. But I did get some trading cards over in Hong Kong because I couldn't find them in Japan. I mean, they're OCG cards, and they are very much Japanese cards. I later found out that my card sleeves don't fit, because apparently only Yu-Gi-Oh! Uses the Japanese card size. Everything else apparently uses a standard card size, and it's completely stupid. Actually, I can show you this because I've already posted it onto Twitter. I mean, I'll make the video later less exciting once I finally get it up, but where is it? Look at those cards, they don't fit in their sleeves. They're very shiny though, and they look very nice. Also, we're finishing off for the day, so I'm just yapping at this point. Also got lied to by the person at the shop, because I asked for a starter deck and they said there were no starter decks. There are starter decks. I just don't know if they had them in stock or not. Because I don't feel like I failed the communication there. I feel like I communicated it pretty well that I was looking for a starter deck. I mean, I bought like 2 booster boxes, and I can't play the game because I don't have the required cards after 2 booster boxes. So stupid. Like the main thing with like when you're buying trading cards, it's just like if you're gonna actually play it and not just collect it, you need to make sure you get them in the right language, because it actually matters in a tournament. Alright, but anyways, we'll finish up here for today. I spent probably close to an hour and a half on hand, so I mean, that's typical for me. I still have no idea what I'm doing for hands, but we'll continue along with the line art of this next time. Of somehow in the shower, I've thought up with this, where we're making the kids eat incredibly spicy food because I wanted to draw exaggerated faces, food, and sweat all at the same time. Like that's a Kokona on the right, just for reference. We're gonna do the line art. Some of the proportions need to change a little bit because I think I need to reduce shoulder widths on some parts, increase shoulder widths on some parts, increase chest size on some parts. But I think the hands are okay. So the next real challenge is really just we'll be coloring the food, which for reference, looks like this in a photo, and very brown. And then I also have the same thing from a screenshot from Food Wars, where it looks like killer red. So we'll see how that goes, because I am notoriously bad at drawing food, because drawing food in an appealing looking way is very difficult. But if you want to see more of this, remember to be subscribed or following, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like because that helps me out, and I shall see you all again next time.